This is Mani uh, here with another episode of our AI GTM Talks. Today is episode 15, and super excited. This has really gotten off to a great start for us. We've had some amazing AI go-to-market tech CEOs. We've also had some senior AI GTM revenue leaders talking about how they're AI is transforming their own organizations. Today's episode for us is a little bit different. Um, for a change, we've actually brought in Kwanzoo's own head of products, and not meant to be a pitch session at all about us, but uh, we're doing something we believe is, hopefully you will find it interesting, exciting. We wanted to share some of our own innovations, some of the new innovations that we've been building out. We're going to be talking about that. And beyond that, we're going to call it debunk some of the claims in some of the technology areas where we play, from a variety of folks out there, or call it misinformation, misunderstanding, confusion. We want to clear that up, and hopefully bring some light to a few different topics. So Rabia, welcome to episode 15 of AI GTM
Yep. Hi,
Talks.
everyone.
Yeah, so thanks for joining, Rabia. So what I thought, Rabia, we could do is I'll put up certainly the few slides that I know we have for folks to see. So coming right up. So I think these are the topics, guys, we wanted to get through. So first up is we'll talk about signal-based outbound. That's the broad focus. As you know, what we've been innovating around at Kwanzoo is aggregating buying signals, person level, company level, unifying them, helping marketers, growth marketers, demand gen leaders, and of course, sales leaders to be able to operationalize those signals. For the outbound motions, we are effectively helping you all automate that entire process. So your SDRs, BDRs are a lot more effective. They're focused on calling, the human connection, and that's the idea. So we want to first get into what we do, where we fit. We wanted to then actually, there's going to be a lot of real show and tell. So we're going to give you a lot of demos along the way of our native signals, kind of a walkthrough of all of our different native signals that we support natively in our tech and our platform. And then some of the claims and myths that are floating out there. So we want to kind of break that down and kind of give you our take on the contrast to the reality. We do have a big reveal. That's really what this episode is about. We wanted to really put it out there in terms of something new, something innovative that, as far as we know, is pretty groundbreaking for the SMB mid-market segment. Some of the data and tech behind it is certainly been there in the enterprise, but we bring it down to make it more accessible to many more customers. We'll close out with one special offer. So that's kind of the game plan here. So let's take a look at, first up is signal-based outbound, where we fit. So this is our take. If you look from the bottom to the top, think of it as a progression of more and more signals for a marketing and sales team to work with, a GTM team. And if you have just company level signals, that's pretty much where, if you look at a lot of the ABM technologies and tools, they can tell you at a company level, somebody from Cisco is on my site, HP is on my site. They don't tell you who from Cisco or HP, which is at a person level. So as the progression goes up, it's more at a person level. If you look at the sales engagement tech and tools, even the AI SDR tools, it's our view that they're still light on taking in lots of signals and making sense of those signals and then being able to operationalize those signals for outbound. And then if you look left to right, for us, that is the complexity of the tech. Is the tech something that you need a GTM engineer, rev ops, sales ops, all the ops folks to kind of work with to make it even work? And that's kind of where some tools fall. And then on the right, we're thinking of some of the newer tools, that modern tools, we're trying to be more easy to use, for the demand marketer, the growth marketer, revenue leader, on and on. So in this category of tools. So that's why you see the placement of different tech and tools. Certainly the way we see it, and hopefully you will see that as we get into the demo and the kind of data we can provide, is we're trying to be easy to use for the end marketer, growth marketer. We're trying to be more signals, but then high quality signals. The idea being, if you can get certain signals in Clay or in Common Room, if you also have it in Kwanzoo, well, it's level, even Stevens, it's the best quality. What you will find is many of the signals we talk about today are not available in Clay, are not at the same level of quality, in our view, in a Common Room. So we do want to show you those. And one more thing is, besides just the tech, we also have a companion service offering. What we realized as we went to lots of customers is they don't have the ability to operationalize all of this. It's just too much different kinds of signals and data to work with to effectively do automated outbound. So that's where we come in with our service offering. So I think, Rabia, so we should probably start jumping in to some of the different areas of the product that we want to showcase. So the overall signals that we offer is in what we call the Kwanzoo Signals Hub. And the Kwanzoo Signals Hub is the anchor. And the kind of signals we'll start showing you today, let me go there. First up is just a quick high level. We will be walking you through what we call website warm leads, where it is individual person level identity of who's visiting a website. We'll talk about that. Second is offsite intent leads, which is at a person level, who's visiting, engaging across the web on different topics of interest. We'll get into that. Third is more table stakes, but again, we have it too, which is account intelligence. Fourth is the exciting stuff, which is something new that Rabia and I wanted to show you guys. And then there's a whole slew of other things, of course, you would get with a GTM tech, like some other tools that we bring in. Now, let's quickly then start taking you into the first of our demos, which is the website warm leads demo. I'm going to switch over to the app, and let's take a look at that. So this is how our tech works. You would start by clicking over here. Very typical is that you've got to configure your tag first. Once your tag is configured, could be one or more domains, we're able to then help you apply a series of lead filters. You can pick and choose the type of leads you want to source on your own website. B2B leads, limited and full profile. B2C leads, again, could be, limited or full profile with some credits behind it. Or plain email leads. You can literally define the lead capture pages. You want it to be all of your site, some parts of your site. Many of our customers want to leave out the career pages, certain others, partner or solution pages, partner pages, not the solution pages. High value pages, it's a demo page, pricing page. ICP accounts, being able to define those. We do have CRM sync, or you can upload. And then firmographics, persona, so then you can actually define what we call title keywords, which defines the entire buying group, buying team, buying committee. Accounts and lead block lists. So the idea being, if certain analysts are visiting a site, certain partners, maybe you don't want to pay for those leads. And then a leads block list where you want to block certain leads that are already in your marketing automation that we can read from a webhook, and then you can automatically keep blocking those leads and give you net new. We have multiple delivery options, all the way from a triggered email that comes into your demand team on a daily basis. And then they can distribute the leads, right, into your sales organization. We can write to marketing automation. We support all the major maps. On to messaging, right, to Slack, right, to Teams. Right to tools like Clay and Persona. And on down is outgoing webhooks. Now, I know here, Rabia, you have interesting stuff to show to people, right? So I'm going to turn it over to you so they can get a better feel for the actual format of the content, of the data. But before we do that, Rabia, let me quickly show the lead screen in the app. So this is where, folks, you can go in. Anything with a W is a website warm lead, and you've got your full contact information on these people. We also support field level waterfall enrichment. What that means is at individual lead records, you can have multiple emails with an
Fully
email
charged,
score,
battery fully
and
charged.
all of the data partners essentially that you can pick and choose between. Um, and then if you don't like the primary lead we gave you, you can go to a backup. So I think, as you can see, lots of data, complete buyer journey detail. But and then that was the website warm lead. We have, as you can see, offsite intent leads, combined leads forms and formats. But before we go to some of the other lead types and other data we can provide, Rabia, let's kind of show people what the real data looks like that they would get. For example, if I did a CSV download of one of these website warm lead files. Do you want to
Yes,
bring that up?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so here it is. So this is like Mani mentioned. So we have different categories of leads. So we have B2B leads. So if you see the CSV, which we generally email, or you can download it from the platform itself, it gives you detailed information about, when that person showed up, their name, company. We have the KZ email score. This is a deliverability score of the email, the work email that we have, which is around 60, 80, or 100. 100 is which we can use for the emails. 60 is we generally don't use it for sending the emails, but there are other attributes like LinkedIn, which you could use to reach out. Then we have title, seniority, department, some of the personal information, company attributes, revenue, industry, company size. We have last visit date and time, and we show the most recently three URLs that the lead has visited, other company information, address, phone, so on. We do have additional emails, phone numbers, and LinkedIn. So the one that I showed earlier, those were the primary attributes. And if we have some additional data, we show it here as well. If that lead is from your ICP, then we tag it as ICP, or else it's not an ICP. There are different filters that we have applied on the platform, like firmographics, persona filters, ICP. And if it meets the criteria, that lead is tagged as profile fit. So we tag it here in the CSV as well, or else you can see it as a not a fit lead. Traffic sources, whatever the person has, the traffic source from where the lead has come from, we show that. Then we have the type of that lead, whether it's intent or a website lead. The columns, some of them are highlighted here. So we have a intent score, whether it could be high or medium. Different topics across the web which this lead has, browsed or shown interest in. So those topics we are showing here, along with if they have entered a count segment as well. You do the configuration of high value leads in the platform. So if it's a high value lead, we show it here as yes or as it's no. Another thing is the high value page visited. You could have set multiple high value pages. So here we also show which high value page this lead has visited. Um,
Yeah, thank you, Rabia. We will cover more in the coming segments. So yeah, but that's a good overview, Rabia. Thank you for that. So let me now switch because we've shown them website warm leads. I think we need to move on and now show them the second capability, which is offsite intent leads.
yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. So if I go back into the presentation segment, our next item. Oh yeah, before we go to the next level, Rabia, why don't we quickly break down some of the claims that we've heard around person level visitor identity, website warm leads. We should probably cover that real quick.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh, First is, as you know, Rabia, we've heard some providers out there, they'll talk about, hey, we can give you 70 to 80% website visitor or site de-anonymization, maybe even in the aggregate. So to break it down, we've typically seen, I would say, 5 to 40% for the person level visitor resolution. And then there's a separate company level resolution That, of course, can be another 20 to 40 to 50%. And then, of course, there's a decent amount of overlaps. So in the best case, fair enough, you might see something there across person and company level. But in reality, as we've seen, resolution rates are all over the place. So it depends on the target audience, the accounts, the personas, and so forth. Next up is, we've called out is, um, it is in our view, it's wrong expectation setting to say that this is going to get you meetings, right? As we all know, it requires multiple modes of outreach, whether it's an email, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's cold calling, outbound calling. And then at the end of the day, the meeting is only going to happen when the prospect is ready to buy, or really wants to take a close look. They're in that buying mode, if you will. In our view, the better way to think about this data is you now know better who you should be keeping informed around your product or your tech or your solution. It's more of a nurture proposition, and the meeting will happen. The meeting will happen, right? Next up is, I think there's a bit of a misconception that I already have one of these tools. I don't need any of the others. And from what we've seen, the best companies, in fact, put these together and do what's called signal stacking, because the leads sourced by a tech like ours is different from the leads that come from some of the other tools like an B2B. So in fact, we have customers using both, right? So there's very little overlap of the leads themselves. Other concerns we've heard is data privacy. Well, this is US data, US only, person level, and it's completely legal in the US because of the way data privacy rules and regulations work here. We don't touch Europe because of GDPR, other countries because we do company level there. And then, of course, we know people have had concerns about things like data quality. And their key point here is it does require a lot of heavy lifting. And I know, Rabia, you've done a lot of that work with our team, which is making sure every little field of data, whether it's LinkedIn URL, work email, mobile number, and so forth, it is completely accurate. For the resolution accuracy, of course, we do triangulation, right? I mean, I know you do some cross checks with marketing automation cookies to see, is the email there the same as, the emails here? There's some form level validation and so forth. And anyway, folks, so that's hopefully some answers for you on what I call the myth versus reality of this type of tech. Moving on then, let's talk about offsite intent leads. This is a new thing we've launched recently, and we're starting to see quite a bit of interest around this, which is, think of it as a lot of intent data out there has been, again, at a company level all across the web. Publishers giving you data that HP's on their site and did some actions or activities. But now we're taking it to the person level. So, Rabia, what is your take on this area of offsite intent leads? I'll bring up the app. Maybe you can talk to it a little bit. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, so this seems quite interesting because this gives an idea of what the person is visiting or browsing across the web. So you showing interest on
Right.
particular topics which are relevant to your business, and we are able to reveal those leads to you. This is quite real time, and you can configure your topics, segments, and those leads you could then go after, which are quite warm leads actually.
Yeah. I think, Rabia, the taxonomy we have, is it fair to say there's like 22,000 topics? And so I know many of our customers set up their own topic keywords out of the standard taxonomy. And we also have the ability to go and
Custom,
create additional
yes,
custom
yeah.
topics. And the custom topics can be certain specific industry events that people might be, attending within the target customers area. Could be some specials event around supply chain, special event around, restaurant POS
Right.
tools, whatever, right? So I think there's a slew of different areas where we're able to bring in data, even custom topic data. And then you have a complete taxonomy. But can you talk about then from here, once you have the topics, how does the tech work in terms of how people start receiving the leads. And by the way, I'll start switching to those
Sure.
screens as you talk. Go ahead.
So here is the entire taxonomy. You could download and view it, and also you have an option to browse it here. You set up your topics here, and if you go to the next screen, the similar to what we saw in website warm leads, you could set up your leads delivery if you wanted through email, set up as marketing automation, and so on. Various filters, again, the leads that you could apply for offsite intent leads. We have only B2B leads, which we deliver. Then you could configure your ICP firmographics and persona, and then we come here in the unlock screen. There are two options. There are many leads that could show up here on the unlock screen, and you could go set up some criteria based on your priorities, like maybe some topics, account segments, or titles, or geographic location and all, and then unlock them. Or we could also do an auto unlock of these leads. We set up a certain cap of, say, daily or monthly of the intent leads that you want, and those leads then automatically get delivered to you every day. So once these are unlocked, these are also available in the Signals Hub. If you see a star here, so this is the lead which is a very high priority, which should be actioned first. It is website warm lead as well as the offsite intent lead. So it's showing activity on your website along with on across the web as well. And then we have the leads which are only intent and website, all the leads showing here in the Signals Hub.
Thank you, Rabia. I think that was a great overview. So, folks, so that was a quick demo of the offsite intent lead capability from Kwanzoo. So, we're going to take you next to just more things that we have for you. So, let's take a look at the next segment. And that would be, yes, let's quickly kind of knock down some of the myths around these kinds of leads, if you will. I mean, first is same thing. We want to set the right expectation here. Just do not assume just because you got an offsite intent lead that means an instant sales meeting. You still have work to do. These are top of funnel. These are people showing buying signals across the web. They may have clicked on an ad around your product or solution category. It might be a competitor ad. They may have consumed some content on some media publisher websites. So that alone doesn't mean they're interested in your product, your tech, and they're ready to take a meeting with you. So you want to, again, use this data for nurturing. You could do some test cold calling. You can try to gauge their readiness. You need to continue to do some discovery. But think of it as a way to narrow down. It's the needle in the haystack problem. It's narrowing down, showing you potentially specific targets that are in market that you can go have a conversation with or pursue. Next up, of course, is people thinking, hey, I already get company level intent. I'm doing this cold outreach to a bunch of people. Think of this as this is actually warmer than just cold emailing everybody who's part of a buying committee at a company that's showing some signals on some publisher site. The third thing is content syndication leads. These are actually a newer, fresher version of traditional content syndication leads that may have cost you 30 or 50 bucks or even more. These, by the way, cost a whole lot less, which we can get into later. And the other point here is that these are very fresh. These are signals from the last 24 hours, last 48 hours. Those are the only ones that we surface and we kind of report back to you. So I think, Rabia, from here, why don't we take folks to the next piece of the demo, which I will bring up the screen. If you can talk to what we're able to do around account intelligence. And I know you also have your own kind of data file that lays out all the account intelligence that we can report on. So let me bring up the app first. Let's give them a live demo of the of what we have within the product. And then if you can please walk them through the data. Over to you. All right. So Rabia, I'm going to take people into the account intelligence demo screen. If you could
Sure.
please speak to it. Go ahead.
So, similar to what we have the leads in the Signals Hub, we have the account section here. So here you will basically see the list of accounts that have shown resolution or visited your website. The interesting part is this is not just USA, but it is global. The account intelligence, all the accounts that show up across, all markets. So we show those accounts here. So if you see, we have company data. Along with that, we link our accounts with the buyers as well. That is the leads that we have. And we give you so total number of buyers, total number of leads that have shown up from that account. And we also categorize them as known versus anonymous buyers. So known would be someone who has, we also have their leads information. So we link it to the lead section in our Signals Hub. So the interesting part is so you could see a linkage between the accounts that are showing up here and as well as the leads that have shown up from that account. We have other information, say industry revenue, company size, standard, location of that account, plus other stuff there, traffic rank, sub-industry type. So all kind of attributes for that account that show up. You have an option to prioritize some attributes or remove based on. See, this is an extensive list that we have here. So you could set it up in the dashboard accordingly.
Sounds good, Rabia. And maybe I'll stop the screen share and you can switch over and show them what the data
Sure.
looks like that gets pushed out. Over to you.
So here is the accounts CSV file that is generally delivered. So if you see the date when the account has shown resolution, name, domain, known versus total number of buyers, industry revenue, company size, company related other attributes. So we have company, when was the company founded, traffic, industry, sub industry, funding round. So all this stuff, whatever all this information about the company, and we also, like I mentioned, link it. So if you see, so there's some known buyers shown up here, so we also link it to that lead and show that as well. Yeah.
All right, that's awesome. So let's go back to the continue with the next part of the presentation here. So I think let's talk about myths versus reality on account intelligence data. So there is a perception that if somebody has an ABM tech or ABM tool, right, they've got all the account intelligence that they need. And so I think it's probably worth noting that it turns out if you can do a waterfall or combine account intelligence data with the actual data providers that are powering each of the ABM tech, you can actually do a whole lot better, right? So in fact, folks, that's really what we've done is we've actually partnered with some data partners, and we've actually stitched together and we built a waterfall. And so we can assure you that the account intelligence data you're going to get from us is literally going to be, call it plus plus on any one of them that are out there. So I think that's the way to think about it. And the other beauty of our approach is you can buy our platform and our tech, and if you don't need this, you can turn this off. And you're not going to spend a nickel or a penny on any account intelligence stuff. The way our tech is set up, our pricing is set up, all of these are literally different data feeds in, and so you can decide, I want only the website warm leads, I want the offsite intent leads, I want to turn it on, I want to turn it off. You can set budget caps, I want so many of these, I want so many of these. Same with the account intelligence. You could say, how many monthly unique accounts do you want us to ID for you? And then you're paying a piece of credit for each account that we de-anonymize or ID on your website. So it's a very flexible way that we've set it up. So you can literally pay for what you want, what you use. It's a very consumption-based model, outcome-based model. And I think next up is really, Rabia, the other myth we wanted to cover was the idea of salespeople are happy with just account stuff. Well, the answer is no, right? I think we in fact have customers using us with an ABM tech or tool like a 6sense, like a demand base, because what they find is now their salespeople are armed with so much more intel and insight on who to go after within that organization. And now they can think about way to build automated sequences, outbound sequences around specific individuals as opposed to going broad. Um, Next up, of course, is too much work, too much, you know, too hard, right, for salespeople, for marketers, demand marketers to build and activate these signal-based data. And I'm super excited, Rabia, because I know you guys have put so much work into it. I think we need to show them the playmaker. What do
Sure.
you think? Yeah. Anyway, so coming right up, guys. AI playmaker. How would you describe playmaker, Rabia? What's your take? What is it?
So I would say this is going to be the next go-to tool for all the marketers and sales team. So for building your signal-based segments, and then you could also use whatever we have right now. Some parts of it are manual. You have these leads, but how to use those, segment those. So AI Playmaker, it's going to make it super easy.
Got it. So let's actually take them into the playmaker, Rabia. So that's what I'm going to do next. And let's kind of give them a real sense of what it is. So coming right up, folks. So now here is a preview of our playmaker. So I'm going to go back into the other demo account, and I'm going to click on this, and hopefully this is coming up. Yes. Share. There it is. So our AI Playmaker is designed for simple English language prompts, where you could literally say, I want to segment, get a segment of buyers from my ICP who are in the financial services industry and have recently, shown off-site intent on specific topics. And these are companies with 100 million or more in revenue. So if you click on the edit button here, this is where you can build your prompt. You can say fetch buyer from my ICP list, go on financial services, etc., etc. You have these add parameters where you can have a whole slew of parameters which are very dynamic around all the different ways you can segment and add more detail to any of your queries. And I think, Rabia, you guys have built it so you can build one of these segments which are contacts. You have
Accounts,
segments that
yes.
are accounts. Can you explain static versus
Absolutely.
dynamic?
So we create a segment, and so if you want a one-time segment, so that is static. So whatever leads or accounts we have at that point, so those will get created in the segment. So, and a dynamic segment is you create a segment, and then going forward as well, whatever signals are showing up, any new website warm leads or offsite intent or accounts they show up, they automatically get added in the segment. So that's what the dynamic segment is.
Okay, awesome. And I was just literally clicking a button here to show people, right, just a segment uh, that they can look at. Let me see. We will bring one of these up. Yeah, keep going, Rabia. So I think this is the main thing, but maybe there's also at the
Yes.
account level.
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah. So you have a similar way of defining account level segments in addition to contact level segments. And then you have the notion of activating and tracking these segments. And how about where all do you envision these segments being written? I know we already have done a bunch of work on
Correct.
that as well. Can you talk
Yes.
about that?
So as soon as we have a dynamic or a static segment created, so we'll be connecting it to different tools like Clay, or we could write these data real time into Slack or Teams, and different webhooks as well. So, for example, there's a marketer who is planning to use the segment for some use case or outbound campaigns. So we'll directly link it to that webhook. The data will automatically, every day there are some fresh leads that they will get written into that segment and automatically into Clay or webhook, wherever we connect it to.
Got it. Okay, I think now, Rabia, is the time for our big reveal. We have something exciting to talk about, right? That we're launching literally today. And I'm going to bring it up, and please explain to folks what this is. Over to you.
Okay, so yes, so this is a new capability which we are very excited about. So this is a CRM contact monitoring. So how it works is, so you have a list of your accounts or contacts which you really are interested in. So they could be from your CRM, and you really want to monitor what is the activity going on with these contacts or accounts. So we'll push that list into our platform, and we'll do continuous monitoring of those contacts. So whenever there's a fresh website activity or some signal offsite activity, we'll immediately alert you over Slack or email that this a contact has shown some fresh activity. So that ways you'll be able to action those contacts really quickly, and that will be really useful. So if you see this here, so on the upload contact screen, mm, yes, you could just click on this. So we have two ways where we could monitor. You could either directly upload your contact list. It's a list of email addresses of your most important contacts that you want to monitor regularly. So we could upload that, or you could upload a list of accounts and your relevant title keywords. So say there's a particular account and you want to target some say VPs of that company, so you could just mention that titles with the account list, and we'll monitor those. So any contact who comes up through intent or website warm lead for that account and title, we'll monitor those regularly and then show you here in the Signals Hub. So if you scroll down in the Signals Hub,
Yeah, so Rabia, I just wanted to clarify for folks, the topics that they are showing signals for is still configured through this area. Is
yes,
that correct? Right. So they would still set up their topics. They would say these are the topics of interest. So CRM contact monitoring works with this wizard workflow that we built for offsite intent
yes,
leads. Is that right?
absolutely.
Okay. Go ahead. So, and you wanted to show people once a contact is being monitored,
Yeah.
how that is shown.
Yes, so
And
that's
that's done.
down here. If you
Go
see,
ahead.
along with the star, we are also showing a tag as monitored. So, which means this is a high value. This is a contact that you really want to go after. And this is also showing website and offsite intent leads. So, you now really know which contact or which lead to go after when you first open the Signals Hub. So, there are a couple of monitored leads here that you can see. So, these are the ones that you should action first. So there are some from your ICP. We could see there could be some which are from the website or through intent as well. So
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, right? I mean, because at the end of the day, head of sales, head of marketing, CMO, they have a universe of accounts they want to pursue. They have key buyers, key targets at those accounts. They want to get moving, take action, right? If somebody who's the right kind of person is really engaging with them. So, and then we have the ability, as you said, of building different signal-based segments, writing them to different Slack channels can put in
yeah.
place to kind of action just the right people, right companies, boom, go after them. So that's amazing. So Rabia, this is cool. Why don't we tell people what are we doing for this month? A special offer for this month, and I'm going to bring that up right now. Go ahead. So folks, this is just to show you, um, since this is a completely new module capability in our platform, and it is unique out in the industry. You can look around. We actually have put together something special. One is, of course, we still have our 14-day POC for you to come try our website warm leads. That's a great way to get going. It's just putting a tag on your site. You can quickly start getting leads within a few hours. Those are your website leads. And then the moment you're comfortable and you upgrade to just our growth plan, which is 500 a month, 6,000 a year, and you add in say $1,000 in credits, so literally it's a total commit of $7,000 for the year. You could even pay for just a quarter, which is 1,650 plus $1,000, 2,650, and it's all on credit card. We're gonna set you up with CRM contact monitoring at no additional charge for 90 days. And it normally comes with our scale up plan, which is at 1,500 a month, 18,000 a year. But we're going to get you going right away at just a very nominal commit. And Rabia, can you give people a sense of with CRM contact monitoring? Um, what do we know, like how many signals they might be able to get? It's obviously going to vary,
Yes.
right, based on how many contacts. And what would you recommend they load up? How many contacts? Like thousands of contacts, 10,000 contacts loaded into the system? Is it more the better? What's your take?
Yes, absolutely. I think more the better because we would be then tracking all of those contacts, and it will be better if we have the entire list of contacts which are relevant or useful.
Yeah.
So better to upload everything.
And folks, because this is a new capability, we're not trying to do any capping and stuff. We're happy to support you all. Quickly test this out, prove out the value for your organization, and then you can scale up, right? And then it's just a cost per signal pricing. Is that
Yes.
right, Rabia? So out of the rollover credits, they're going to pay, like a few credits for every time we drop a
Yes.
signal
Right.
into this.
Yes.
And then we are also building in things like a capping of these signals, so they don't have to keep paying for the same contact or the same account in a month. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. We have the capping set, so it's up to you how you want to set the cap. Either it's one alert per month for a user, or you want five alerts. So you could set up anything as per your requirement.
Got it. So folks, so there you go. I think we've hopefully had an interesting session here with you all. We've covered a lot. Um, so I'm going to bring this back up. And going to take you to the final slide. So that is the Kwanzoo team giving you a rundown of everything that's new and exciting for us here that we've been busy working on building over the past several months. It's a different kind of an AI GTM episode today, talking about signal-based outbound. We've tried to call it break the myths and debunk the myths, and some information challenges people have had with what this kind of class of tech can do for you, what these signals can do for you, and how to make sense of the different quality of signals, types of signals across different tools. There's a lot more that we write about on my own LinkedIn feed. We did one post recently around resolution rates and quality of resolution rate by industry. So hopefully you can follow along, and hopefully you'll get value from there too. And let me wrap up with CRM contact monitoring and our special offer. So come talk to us. So Rabia, any final thoughts?
No, certainly say that you should try out contact monitoring, sign up for the POC, and I'm sure it will be useful.
Thank you, Rabia. Thanks, everyone.